Start the live and that ain't that far
Okay.
off.
Now I'm gonna be on a mission to figure out what my thing is.
If y'all can go ahead and switch your names to your your handles.
Yours is not your handle, just so you know. You know.
Yeah, I know. I'm not even looking at the Zoom screen. I'm looking at the Facebook thing to go
I just
live.
thought I'd let you know.
You share it on Facebook.
Say it again.
You share it on Facebook too.
Yeah. I stream it live on my Facebook. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't because I don't ever know what I'm gonna say because he pushes me to my limits, and sometimes I say things that's not so right.
Right.
Not so right.
Steven Spielberg, remember that one? You remember that, Rudy? Steven Spielberg. When I say I'm just playing Steven Spielberg.
Oh, right. No, I do remember that. I thought you was somebody who he had a name of a movie called that. I'm like, no, I ain't never know that.
No. Do y'all ever see somebody that you was just thought was so sexy and you see them now, you like, thank you God that I never got with that person because the old them is hideous. I'm sure people look at me and say that too, but fuck them. But this.
That is hilarious.
Are we on? Are we live?
I'm hold on. It's about to be in a second.
Oh, excuse me. I'm ready for my close up, Mr. DeMille.
Yeah, it should be good now. All right, cool. Let me change my handle for Holly.
I'm only getting you first because you always. This is the first time you ain't fuck with me from time I walked in.
What? Everybody always just think I'm just always in roasting mode.
Let me tell you are. I've never been on any of your shows where you didn't start out roasting me.
Man, is that how we going into 2021? Huh?
Yeah, we are fucking. We might as well start it off fucked up because we started this one off talking about 2020. Well, right. 2020 vision. How'd that work for you?
Right. I'm telling you.
So I'm going into 2021 negative.
Negative, gotcha. See if it reverse psychology or something.
Yes.
I ain't mad at you. Gotcha. Well, shouts out to my sister. She decorated the tree. I'm not taking credit for it.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
Believe it or not, I listen to like Christmas music like year round, like just on some like smoking weed and chilling type shit. Like I literally like I like especially like Christmas R&B. They be having like old ass like Otis Redding and shit singing his rendition of. It's some real.
Do you have satellite radio? Do you have XM?
I use iHeart.
Well, they have a Holly channel, like a Holly Jolly channel.
Right. Spotify, they make the best playlists for all that stuff.
Spotify. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, my birthday is coming up. That's what you didn't ask, but I thought I'd tell you. That's why my name is Holly. My birthday is December 19th. I was born 6 days away from Christmas, so I'm Holly Jolly Christmas.
Gotcha. Is that really it, or you just? That's what you tell people. Is that really
my
the
birthday
backstory?
Is December 19th.
No. I know it is, but I'm saying, is that really why your name is Holly? Is what I'm saying.
Yes. So my name was supposed to be Jennifer. My mom was asleep. The neighbor came into the hospital room and said, "How's Holly?" My mom said, "Who is Holly?" My daughter's name is Jennifer. And my daddy said, "I'm sorry. I knew I said I didn't care what you named her, but she's such a bundle of Christmas joy. I wanted to name her Holly or Poinsettia."
Gotcha.
Thank God. Look, and as I say that, look at this.
Yeah, that's definitely doesn't fit the name.
Yeah, I was born on my granddaddy's birthday. He said I was the best but ugliest birthday present he ever had.
I agree. No, I'm just kidding.
That's all right. Go on. Let's get
that was a defense shot. That was a defense shot because you have been attacking me this whole time. Anyways, yes, we are live on Facebook. This is the actual last and final. We are the groceries for the year. This is the last week for all my podcasts.
You're going on Christmas break?
Well, I'm not because I'm still gonna be there's still episodes that have to come out of stuff, and I'm basically just gonna be promoting all the stuff that I've already done. Because it's everything I do is almost like an hour long, but I can only put a minute of it up each week to promote it. You know what I'm saying? So basically, I'm gonna just go back and just keep pulling from it. You know what I'm saying, throughout the rest of December, and then first week of January, just pick it all back up.
Okay, sound like a plan.
You know, but I want to
be lazy. Either one.
well, that's what I'm saying. I'm really giving everybody who I do stuff with a break. You know what I'm saying? Like, because all the other ones have people who are there every week outside of this one. This is the only one that it changes weekly.
I wasn't invited to be on the ones that have somebody, the same people there every week. You just use me as a fill-in.
Me too.
Well, damn, Jackie.
Let's just leave. Fuck them. Let's just leave.
To Jackie's point, I mean, I've known Jackie long enough, but I was gonna say majority of these, if not all these, I started prior to us reconnecting over the internet. I had only met you that one time in person, Holly Jolly, and so
Okay, take me off the table. What's your excuse for Jackie? I'll wait.
Well, first, look at this. Let me show you how niggas work. Right? Look at this. Ain't nobody. This man that came all year, and now the one I invite all women. Look at this guy. Look at this guy here. Look at this guy. Jay McCoard.
What's happening, man?
Jay.
What's happening, man?
Hey, did you just happen to think about this, or did you see it on live? I'm
not gonna lie to you. It was a little bit of both.
Okay, got you.
It was a little bit of both.
So you didn't see the what I headlined it when it said, like, something about like women of comedy, like it was.
Oh no! I seen Woody Willy Nilly is live. I was like, damn it, the podcast again. I'm missing it again. Wait a minute. Okay, so does the fact that I have boobs not include me here?
You have moves.
Right. You are.
Yeah, I have moves. I feel like there should be some cool points, at least a little bit.
No.
Do you have a cycle every 28 days?
Jesus Christ! All right.
Do you have cramps?
Okay.
Do you get bloated?
All right. Okay, Holly. Okay. We get it.
Can a baby come out your little hole?
No, absolutely not.
Technically, it did. It was just in liquid form.
That's true as well. That's true.
That's true.
I have given my version of birth.
Do y'all actually ever think about that though? Do y'all think about people's balls and wonder what kind of kids come out of them?
I don't think about people's balls. I do.
Like, if you see somebody and they look funky, do you think that they came out of funky balls?
I don't think about balls often. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I would like to think that the balls have nothing to do with the type of child it produces, because with my son's behavior, I don't know what that would say about my balls, honestly.
Well, what is your son's behavior? I will diagnose your balls for you. What's your son's behavior?
Oh my God. Hey Jay, before you answer that question, I just need to make one disclaimer. Please keep your eyes on the road, because I can see you obviously driving. We
about to have some blind balls.
Right. We can see you. Don't worry about trying to see us. We can hear you. We can hear you perfectly clear.
No. Yeah, I got y'all through the radio and all. This is like a podcast.
Right,
that I'm listening to, but I'm a part of at the same time. It's cool.
Gotcha. Say no more.
Okay, but tell me about your son so I can diagnose your balls.
My son, he'll be 3 next month, but right now he's just a terrorist. He doesn't listen. He's easily. I'm not gonna say easily distracted. Well, yeah, he's 3, but yeah, he doesn't listen to shit. As a matter of fact, I know nothing's wrong with his hearing, because he's perfect at doing the opposite of what you tell him to do. He's really good at that.
Okay, so it sounds like.
So as soon as you be like, stop that, don't do that, he's gonna look you in the eye and continue to do whatever the fuck.
Okay, so it sounds like you got some I don't give a fuck balls, basically.
Oh yeah.
It's what it is. And maybe your balls are opposite.
That's my personality. That's my personality. I didn't know that was gonna transfer to the kid, especially with his mother being so docile. Yeah, she's more what's the word? She's more calm and
well, that means you have powerful balls. See.
Well, thank you so much. I always like to have thought that, but there was never no proof.
But they confused. They look confused. They backwards. That's why your son do the opposite of everything because your balls are twisted.
So the right one was supposed to be on the left. Is what you're saying.
Exactly. So that's why he sometimes can't follow instructions.
The ball's not sitting there assigned seat.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
Anybody else?
So do you think I should work on? Do you think I should work on switching the balls, or just telling my son the opposite of what I want him to do?
I would probably take switching your balls, like twist them and then put like a garbage bag tie on them to hold them in place. That'll work.
This sounds rather kinky. And I feel like this is not the first time you've had this conversation.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
This is Jay. You started. Jay started the whole thing. This went way left from where I was trying to go.
Oh, I know. I'm sorry. Every time you have me on here, every time you have me on your show, this shit gonna go left. So
I blame
Jay.
I blame Jay. It's not even your fault.
Let me be quiet. I'm gonna stop talking about balls.
Hey, listen, exactly. Blame her. I came in talking about boobs and shit. I was trying to blend in. I wasn't trying to mess up the whole thing.
Well, Jackie,
I'm trying to come in all quiet with my first finger and stuff. Okay, John.
Jackie, do you ever take on balls before we move on? I don't want to rob you of your opportunity if you want to.
No, not for this topic. No.
Okay.
Did I this one though?
You better educate yourself on balls, girl, because before you lay down with some balls, you got to know what might come out them balls.
And if they're backwards.
Jackie's out the word. Jackie's down with the dad balls. There's nothing coming out of there but dust.
The dad balls.
He's solid.
Right.
Okay, I'm gonna behave now.
Well, Jay, where are you? Are you headed home, or like are you coming to a stop anytime soon? Or we're gonna be looking at this action movie version of you?
I will be home. I'm making a stop right now, but I will be home before the end of this podcast for sure.
You're gonna be at 59, right before the time we sit over.
That's all I can tell you.
No, that's all good. Well, the topic of discussion, Jay, and if you want to chime in after the ladies do, feel free. I bet it's basically just talking about women representation when it comes down to stand-up comedy, because women in comedy is almost like just say like the WNBA to the NBA in the sense of talent. The talent is there. Nobody just gives a fuck as much as they do about the NBA. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And because it's a male dominant sport. Whether because men was able to do it first, whatever. I don't know the full history of stand-up comedy like that, but for whatever reason it is. And so because of that, even for like people like myself or even you, Jay, or even just other people, like when you want to try to like book women on the show, number one, usually in the comedy scene, there's usually like most women are like brand new. You know what I'm saying? Like, and because of that, like their funny isn't just there yet. I'm not what I'm saying? I'm not saying that they're just not funny, will never be, but most of my meet are new. But then you have the ones that what you doing all that for? then you have the ones who already got their swag on stage or whatever like that. So the point that I'm making is that there's also bad male comics, but there's also so many to choose from. You feel what I'm saying? So like there's just the odds of finding a good 5 or 6 men to put on your show that can make people laugh is easier than trying to find 5 or 6 women in one comedy scene, unless you just kind of reach out or whatever the case may be. So
you were saying there were more men in general to choose from.
Correct. There's more. Yeah, the ratio of finding more funny men than women is because it's just more of us in general. So even when there are men who aren't funny, if you just say don't choose them right now, you know what I'm saying? Like you'll still be good in reference to finding somebody who can perform. But it's much harder when it comes down to women. And then then if you do like an all women show, that's gonna get even less of respect in reference to like men showing up. You know what I'm saying? Like it's gonna get like an all women audience, or the husband's coming with their wife to the show. Like it doesn't get that same respect as if it's an all male show and everybody's gonna come, male, female, whoever. So right. I wanted to bring women comedians on tonight to kind of talk about that. And being that only Jackie and Holly made it, this shows the struggle of, and I wasn't even trying to find them based off of funny. This is just off of availability and,
Oh, so I ain't funny. I'm just here because I was available?
Pretty much. So, I mean, Jackie was the only funny one that answered. You know what I'm saying? You was with the rest, But I appreciate you. But hey, Holly, you ain't funny, but you taught us something about balls. You know what I'm saying? You have served your purpose tonight. No, I'm just kidding. But
I definitely learned something about myself tonight. Thanks to you, Holly. Thank you.
Right. But but like I said, so I wanted to just kind of just talk about that and just hear you all's perspective from your side and just how you feel about it, in general. So whoever wants to start, go ahead and
I'll let the funny one start because obviously I
got So my first thought, even just listening to what you say, I think speaks volumes in that you said the only female comics are usually too new to be funny, which I think kind of shows women don't stick around very long in the scene and stuff. And it's probably because of some male behavior or how we're being treated. Right. From whether it be comics or bookers or even just patrons at venues. You don't have to blame comedians. We can blame just random people too, hecklers, whatever. But I think that kind of speaks for itself that there's just not many who stick around long enough. And you're right. Like, as you said it, I was like, yeah, but it is a group of newer chicks. Any female comics I know, they're newer, they're working on it. And you're like, I book you in 6 months to a year. But you're not thinking of pulling the gun right now. But I think we should give more chicks opportunities at least and be more honest with feedback-wise. I've noticed that a lot lately. No one's really honest. Everyone's like, oh, great set.
Right.
But you're bombing. Let's not say great set. I won't fist bump unless I think you did good, like, period.
Right.
So it's like, it's just, I don't want to be weird and then give it. It's not cool to me. You're kind of doing them dirty in a sense. If, there's being positive, but if you go and tell someone a joke that bombs 6 times in a row, oh, that was a great set. That's a great joke, whatever. You're not helping them at all. You're helping their ego, but in the wrong way. You need to kind of steer it. But with girls, I don't think take criticism as well. Speaking even for myself, I don't like when people tell me something about my own set. But I think if everyone just kind of approached everything in the right, respectful way, chicks would want to stick around and maybe be better, more seasoned, and be bookable at any point.
Right. Let me ask you a question real quick. Do you with the newer chicks, the people who don't stick around or whatever, have you ever had, I guess, a intimate enough conversation with any of these people who fell in that category and found out like why they even started comedy? Like, do you know if they were just getting into it just to try it and that's why you feel like maybe they didn't stick around, or do you think it literally like they literally wanted to be a comedian but something happened with a man or whatever and that detoured them?
I think a little bit of both. I know a handful of female comics. I mean, now this coming year will be 5 years that I've been doing stand-up. So I've seen a couple waves of people come through, and there's a handful who say a dude did something happened at a club, something happened at a show, whatever.
Right.
But there's definitely, I think for sure, and it goes for men and women, not just women, that there's people who do it just for the social life and attention. Period. They don't give a shit about comedy or being a comedian. They're like, oh, this gets me, dick, pussy, activities to go out every night. Like it gives you.
Are women comics getting dick because of comedy like that? Is that a thing?
Yeah. Yeah,
wow, okay.
man.
I didn't
I
know
mean,
that.
I'm not accepting, but it comes every now and then.
It
Yeah.
ain't comic, bitch.
That's right.
You said what?
I said it ain't comic, nigga. I don't know. They might be getting pedestrian, nigga. I don't know.
Jay, you sound like you on
I
a
ain't never
Radio Shack walkie-talkie right now, sir. You need to fix your signal or something. you coming through hot. Yeah, no, I didn't realize that. I didn't know that was like a thing to that degree, I guess. But okay, cool. Oh, Holly, go ahead. I'm sorry. What do you think?
Oh no, I'm just here to watch. So what I have to say is, Jackie, I agree with you, and obviously people have just been fist bumping me and telling me my set was great because Rudy says I'm not funny, despite him telling me I was the night he came to my show. Now,
yes, I never living that down, boy. I'm telling you.
Oh, he messes with me every show. He don't know. That's all right. That's all right. That's all right. But I think, honestly, I will say that my experience has been good so far. Like, I get embraced out here by the male comics I encounter. They're all very respectful of me. But I do agree that women don't stick around as much. And I think part of it is because some of them do get mistreated, and then some of them themselves are chuckle fuckers. And they have got a bad reputation and they get no respect, so then they go away, or they want to blame the male comics. I haven't really had a bad experience. I'm actually hosting an all-girl show tomorrow night on Zoom. I myself don't particularly care to do all women shows. Like Rudy, remember I messaged you, like, because we can be catty sometimes, and I don't like that energy for an all woman show.
Gotcha.
So I'm very picky on what kind of all woman show I do, but I do think that women are funny. I think we could be more funny. I think the want for us to always talk about dick and blowjobs and all of that is just it's just over. Like, we got so much more to talk about than that. So it is male dominated. But I don't know if you saw the Fabulous Mrs. Maisel or Marvelous Mrs. Maisel.
Amazing. Well, I've seen like
Amazing
I've heard,
Maisel, potato.
I mean, I can't tell you her correct name.
You but anyway, it is a male dominated thing. But I guess I have to look at your comments differently. It's the fact that, why do you think that though? Why do you think that? Do you think newer male comics come out the box funny?
No, that's what I was saying earlier. There's also male comics who come in new who are not funny as well. But I'm saying, but there's way more male comedians that if you looked over them, there's still 100 more to choose from. If you looked over the unfunny newer women comedians, there's four left to choose from. You know what I'm saying? So that's why if you're like on the scene in any city, like, you'll see some of the same women comics on all of the shows, especially if they're like book shows or bigger shows or whatever like that. You know what I'm saying? Even in South Florida, like, I mean, Jackie is probably one of the reoccurring people that you would see at like some of these bigger shows when it come down to being a woman. Not that the other ones don't get a chance, but like, she's there much more. Not saying she deserves it, don't get me wrong, but the rest to choose from, even in a small scene like South Florida, there's still just a small amount of women, and majority of them are still new, figuring it out, and still trying to see if they're going to stick around.
But I bet you, and I've never done a show with Jackie, but I bet you Jackie carries herself where she demands respect. I bet you Jackie can hang with any male comic.
Yeah.
That's the difference. I think some women feel like they have to be a certain way for the guys to accept them, but you don't. You just got to be yourself. So I bet you Jackie works more because of the way she carries herself.
Right.
And you're not going to intimidate me. I don't care if you man, woman, goat, whatever. You're not going to intimidate me. I'm here. I got just as much right to be there, but I command respect.
Right.
And
for sure. No,
so I think that makes a difference. That makes a difference. But why is it male, female? Like, why does it matter? Why is it not just comics?
Jay, Jay, I just mute you because I just muted you because you got cars driving in the background. It was getting kind of loud. But
you got noisy balls now. Noisy balls. Go ahead.
Why is it that? I mean, I don't think it's that because of something that happened, in our lifetime. I just think that's just kind of just, life. I mean, stuff is always broken down in some form or fashion, and I'm not saying that it's right, but whether it's male, female, whether it's race, whether it's, tall versus small, fat versus skinny, you know what I'm saying? Like it's always a, this for that type of thing, I guess. You know what I'm saying? Even if you watch just say even with just say comedy amongst the men, it's still a black comic and a white comic type of thing. You know what I'm saying? Like it's it's just I don't know. I don't have the answer to why it is, but that's a thing, And
so let me ask you this. I've heard, I don't consider myself pretty. I consider myself average looking. I've heard a lot of people say pretty chicks ain't funny. Do you believe that? It's a lot of people that feel like that. I've actually done a show before and I've been made up. You see me when I've been made up, Rudy. I can pretend like I'm pretty, but I get a good wig and some makeup, I'm good. But I actually heard a male comic say, "She's a comic. That pretty girl right there is a comic." Like, right. Why is that?
I'm gonna tell you why. It goes back to something Jackie said earlier. So the pretty comics, they don't get the true feedback from people, especially when they're first starting off in comedy. Like, and I've seen it a gazillion times. Like, new chick coming and do comedy, even she can look, halfway decent. She's just not another pair of twisted balls. You know what I'm saying? In the green room, like this is something else. So with that, like every comic gonna try to be on their best behavior in the sense of making her laugh, like behind off stage. After she do her set, like everybody, they trying to give her like pity laughs in the crowd or whatever like that. And because of that, they don't get the fair share of saying like, hey, yo, that shit sucked, but if you do this will help you out. You know what I'm saying? Right. They just get the good set. Hey, you wanna go get a drink? You want to smoke weed? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They get all that, and then they never really get better. So I'm sure there are beautiful quote unquote female comics who are out there who aren't funny, yes, but there are also beautiful female comics who are. You know what I'm saying? So. But that stigma, in my opinion, comes from what Jackie said, like, because I've just seen it firsthand in DC, Florida, and out here in LA. If there's a the chick walks in type thing, and wants to do whatever, everybody it's an ass kissing session until whoever, Then once one comic like starts dating her or whatever the case may be, then the rest of them don't give a fuck at that point. Then they'll she'll get real feedback at that point.
Exactly. And Jackie, I'll let you respond because I have something else to say on that, but I'll let you respond if you want to.
Repeat one more time. I'm high.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna let you think about it then because I'm older and I'll forget my thought. But we were talking about. We were talking about whether pretty comics are funny.
Oh, okay, yeah, I heard.
And I'll tell you, I was so scared of that. It'll be 4 years for me doing comedy in April, but I used to dress down on purpose because I didn't want to, I would wear my Chucks and, then one day I was like, but I want to wear my dress. I want to do this. Right. And I actually perform better, believe it or not, when I'm dressed up.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Because that's me, when I'm performing. But I actually felt the need. I was like, gosh, I don't want to come off like I'm too cute or prissy because then nobody will think I'm funny.
Right. Yeah. I've heard, and it wasn't often, but I've heard male comics say the same thing about themselves, whatever. They were just saying, like, in the sense of, like, I guess women being like attracted to them, and they actually have like a fan base or whatever, but like they don't know if they're getting like pity laughs, you know what I'm saying, or that the women just showing them to the show just because they think they're attractive or whatever. I don't know if that's ever really been. I'm sure. I'm not. I don't really know. If that's really a thing to that degree, because even with like women liking to do whoever it is, it could be Kevin Hart or whoever. I still think that there is some version of, oh yeah, but we think you're funny because we've seen you in this movie or whatever. I don't think it's as relevant as from a male to a woman comic who like, yeah, no, we're just literally only rooting you on because of your, you know, attractiveness, I guess. So I don't know, you know, but it is a thing. And I to answer that question, I think that's the reason why they get the pity and nobody ever really you know, gives them the harsh reality.
So if I want the truth, I just go in there like this next time I get
Yeah, they'll be honest.
I just do like this. I'll go there and say, hey, forget you saw that. Everybody out there.
Yeah, it's a but the whole like women female or women comics who happen to be women, it does, because there is such a lack. I will say that it does cause even people like myself, and I stopped doing it a while ago, but like, you know, like even as like a male comic, because like I host a show, whether it's an open mic or whatever, and it's, you know, I'd just say that the 15 comics on the lineup, it's like 2 women, maybe 1. You know what I'm saying? And so when that one comes up, it almost makes you want to like highlight her in the sense of saying like, yo, ladies in the audience, like, yo, we finally got a female comic, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. But women comics don't like that. You know what I'm saying?
I was going to say, I cannot stand that.
But what I'm saying is, which I understand why, and I stopped once I realized it. But what I'm saying is like, but my initial thought of doing it was almost like a sigh of relief, like, hey, y'all don't have to keep hearing a bunch of jerk off jokes here. You know what I'm saying? Here's the.
But what the audience hears is go on and be nice to her, y'all, because it's a woman.
Right? No. Trust me. That's what I'm saying. I get it. I'm not on that side anymore. But I'm saying, but it's a. I think it becomes so natural as a guy to do that, because it would, once again, if it was all men, but it was a bunch of black comics with one white comic, I'm sure the host would address it. You know what I'm saying? Like, because it's just as human beings,
yes, it's something that's sticking out. It's an elephant in the room.
Right.
You kind of be like, hey, there's a bunch of dicks, but here's a female.
Right.
I was gonna say I don't necessarily I don't get mad. Like, I've never been upset. I always have the unpopular opinion. I'll start off with that. But I never have gotten upset, only because, and well, it'll sound cocky, whatever, but I know I'm going to go and be funny. So right. I kind of know they're going to, exactly that. They're going to think, oh no, a girl, we got to be soft, or we got to make sure she does well. But I know I'm going to make them laugh and they're going to like me. So I kind of like to almost prove them wrong every time, where they're like, a girl, like, you see them kind of tense up because almost they're rooting against girls. When you go on stage, they're right away like, she's probably not funny. Like, I've had people tell me, you don't look like you'd be funny. And I'm like, all right, you can't look at someone and make that judgment, you know? You have no idea what's going to come out of their mouth. I don't even sound like what I look like. So, like, you don't even know, you know? Right. So I kind of see it as a challenge on occasion. I do see how it's offensive. I'm not saying it's not offensive. I personally haven't gotten upset. I just like to look at it, I guess, in a different way.
Yeah, I don't get upset. I actually like to be the only female, because then I feel like I'm hanging with the dudes. Then I'm like, okay, I held my own. Like, okay, what you gonna say?
Better than the dudes too. You were the chick who, like, I've been on a lot of lineups where I've done better than all the dudes, and they're like, oh, we saw a chick and thought she was gonna be the dud, but she ended up being the star. I love proving that point. I love being the girl that can make a positive look on the female comics around here. They don't see another bomb, whatever, you know.
Right. Do you guys and I'm asking you two specifically. Well, I'm sorry. Well, Jay, did you have something that you wanted to add in before I went to my next question for them?
Nah, I think y'all pretty much all hit the main points as far as your question was concerned. Yeah, I mean, well, except for Holly, you said if you want to know the truth, you just show up looking like that. If that were the case, they're just not gonna say anything. They're just gonna like, if you go up on stage and not do well, and you think your appearance is gonna change anything, like you're just gonna be ignored for the rest of the time that you're there. That's just how that happens. there won't be any good shit or, hey, that was great for a pretty girl. They're just gonna walk past your ass like a bar stool. That's pretty much how that goes.
Like a bar stool.
Thank you.
For real, that's just how that shit goes.
No, it is. It is.
I mean, I personally think you're beautiful, but I mean, I can't shit on your
very naturally pretty.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying?
But I don't. Yeah, that's a different topic. But yeah, no.
Yeah, no. I mean, it's 2020, so I can't mansplain your beauty to you. You're fine.
No, exactly, and I don't want you to, and I get that. I mean, I can come and kill a room if I want to, but I just don't. You see what I'm saying? I just don't care about that.
Well, let's be clear about one thing, and I want all human beings to know this. Okay, all of us are naturally ugly people. Okay, I want everybody to be clear. Like you only look good when you do things that contribute to like your different assets. Like, but if everybody just let their raw self just be like, don't shave nothing, don't do no hair, don't do anything to make yourself up in any form or fashion, you would be hideous. And that's every single human being on. I don't care how beautiful you are, but you can, do different things, doctor yourself up. And I'm not saying doctor yourself like surgery. I'm saying like just whatever. Get a haircut. Because even like if you ever seen a dude, like he can have the nappiest hair in the world. I'm talking about like a black dude, right? But if he could get as simple as like a tape up with that nappy afro, and he looked 1,000 times better just in that one instant. Because it's all grooming. All of us are ugly. You know what I'm saying? That's why I made a decision a long time ago. I get on Instagram way too much to try to make myself look beautiful every time. I just get on here. You're just going to take it and deal with it. But just you're going to see me dance or whatever the case may be. But I'm not about to, try to get cute every time the camera gets turned on. I can't.
They're going to appreciate your glow up when it happens. Watch.
But that's how I am with my Instagram. I mean, you see my Instagram. I'm crazy. Like, I just do crazy stuff because I'm just me. Like, if you wanted me to describe me, I'm me. Shit. I don't know what else to say. What you see is what you get.
That's real. No, that's real.
100.
This what I wanted to ask y'all though, Jackie and Holly. Do you guys, because of the lack thereof when it comes down to comedians who are women, do you guys like purposely like reach out to them in the sense of like trying to get them to stick around, or do you just see what decision they make, and if they happen to still be around, y'all kick it?
Okay, so now you're trying to get us in a situation where we're gonna be judged by female comics. But
I'm asking like what like how like when y'all see these different things happening, like does it make you want to like hang on to them? Is somebody got their live playing?
I turned it down. I just wanted to be on. Go.
No, that's all good. But I was saying I just wonder, like, does that make y'all automatically want to like hang on to them, like, hey, stick around, or do you just let it just naturally happen or whatever?
I'm an energy person. If your energy is good, then and I talk to you, I am, but I'm not gonna force a conversation because you're female or male. I'm gonna have a conversation if I feel like having a conversation with you and I feel like you're a good person. Now, if a female comic has a bad night and she's in the bathroom crying, I'm gonna tell her, look, sis, here's a tissue, clean yourself up. Right. You know what I mean? Like kind of thing. But I just, it's not my response. Like I can't help you be a better comic. So, and it's nothing that I can do to make you stay.
Right.
And I'm sorry, females, I love you all, but it's just not I don't have kids.
Right.
And I don't have grown ones. None of the above.
Right. What about you, Jack?
I've held on to a couple, but I mean, this is where my answer will cause a problem. I only do if I see like real potential. Like if I see a chick who goes up and I can sense they have good stage presence and they've got the thick skin, and then I think that they've got something in it.
Right.
And I see that they're kind of iffy occasionally, like Stephanie Wood. I know you know Stephanie Wood. I mean, at first we're kind of like two very opposite energies, but I just kept watching her go up and get better and better. She was with Mike, and then I was like, all right, I want to help her, and at least just like the small things that we can do a little bit and help her get some bookings and just kind of get her going out there. But I don't necessarily reach out. I kind of I let people come to me, and then if I'm like, that's a lot of talent in one person, and I wouldn't want to see it go to waste or something, then I will. But that's really only happened like 3 times, I think, if that. I'm a loner. I'm an introvert, so I don't like a big circle. So.
Well, and I've had early on, you know, when you knew you want to be friends with everybody because you want to be in the know, but I've had people to be kind of stank. So I'm like, well, whatever, kiss my ass. So
I was gonna say, there's some attitudes. I see some new females, and if they're up there, dick, blowjob, this, and I see it's just not real. You're not really giving it your all, or just not actually trying. Then no, I won't even really introduce myself. Honestly, I was like, okay, you'll be in and out in a year. I know you're gonna be gone. It doesn't matter. Those kind of things I let go. I don't care about a chick who wants some attention for 6 months and wants to say, look, give me dick. And
exactly. So Rudy, hold on, because you got somebody following right now, Mac Jenny. And he said he wanted to know if you told us that some of us ain't gonna make it yet.
Yeah, I see him. Yeah, in the comment. Yeah, he's.
And then he said that's the some of y'all ain't gonna make it energy.
I fucking hate Rudy, bro.
Yeah,
so I fucking hate Rudy. Why is that what you're known for, bro?
I know, right? That's awful. I know. Yeah, so
this nigga is horrible, bro.
That's my homie Glenn. He a comedian in DC. So yeah, so he was one of the first people to ever hear me say this, but somehow I am infamous for this line. But basically, I did the math when I first started doing comedy, which is 5 years ago for me as well. And I basically was just doing the math on the amount of people who were showing up to open mics, you know, all over the world, based off of the amount of comedians who are actually like, you know, successful at any level. And I just realized like all of us ain't gonna make it. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just the reality. Like we all ain't gonna make it. You know what I'm saying? And so I would tell different comics who I would conversate with, like I would explain that whole breakdown, but then I explained it in way too many cities. And then now people from DC to Miami know me for that being my saying supposedly that, you know, which I never point out like, oh yeah, that person ain't gonna make it. I'm not doing that. I'm just saying in general, like there's no way for all of us to make it. Like some of us, you know,
he would never do that. Instead, he pulls you to the side and say, you know what, you should quit.
I did tell Jay he should quit when he first started, but I was being funny though. I was like, you know, I was just fucking with him.
No, you know what though? You know what? I didn't know he was being funny, so I cried that night, and it was really fucked up. It was really fucked up because
that was the night your balls twisted. After I told you that was
right. Exactly. I think that's where I got fucked up because that was my first night doing really well at my hell room. Like the first time at my hell room, I was like, I just did that shit.
Right.
The king of the scene calls me to this. Hey, let me be real with you real quick. You know what? You should probably just quit because you're not going to get any better.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, look.
Roasting is my love language.
You know how somebody... You know how you like get fucked up, you don't know how to react to something, so you just put that little nervous smile on?
Yeah.
Just sit there where it's kind of like a smile, but it's kind of like he might be constipated. That's exactly. I was sitting there trying to keep that smile on as he's telling me to just throw away my career, which I knew that this is what I was living for.
So then I should be honored that. So I should be honored that the first time he saw me, he told me I was really funny.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you should definitely. But at the same time, I don't know.
He ain't trying to get no ass. He ain't trying to get no ass.
That was a pretty good. That was the pretty girl sympathy. That was the pretty girl sympathy.
But you have no highlighter that night.
Okay, let me explain something to you, Rudy. I probably am never gonna do your shows again.
It's my love language.
You have fucked with me for the last time.
Holly, you woke this up. I wasn't even coming over here trying to roast it, but the first 3 seconds we was on here, you were just going. So I was like, all right, well, I guess I gotta be myself.
Time to let loose. What professionalism? Let's go.
Yeah, I only roast you if I fuck with you. You know know what I'm saying? If I
he surely fucks with me.
if I feel like somebody may get offended, I wouldn't do it.
Yeah,
I'm a pretty nice person. You know what I'm saying? But
like,
all us ain't gonna make it. Not the four of us. I mean, just like in comedy, right? Yeah. In comedy, yeah. It ain't
statistically.
Hey, this what I did want to ask. I had another question for Holly and Jackie. What is it like for y'all, like when you're in, just say like a green room or whatever? You know what I'm saying? Like, just what is that whole? You know what I'm saying? Like, is it like sitting in like the barber shop and just hearing a bunch of conversation you don't want to hear, or like just what is that perspective? Like just being,
I had a headliner fart once.
Oh wow!
Like on the couch with me. Like we're just sitting on the couch in the green room together, and he was like, "That's what you got to deal with." And I was like, "Wow!" I was like, "What?" And he was like, "Dude's fart," and I was like, "I mean, so do I, but like, I'm not just tripping him right now." Like,
bro's whole logic was dude's fart. Like that was it.
Yeah, that was it. We were like mid conversation, and it was a fat fart, like a big one, not like a little.
Right.
It kind of act like it didn't happen. It had to be addressed, and I was like,
"Oh
damn."
shit!"
And his exact words were, "That's what you got to deal with."
That's what you got to deal with.
What did you call it? Dude's fart, man.
That is disgusting. I would have left, just for the record.
I walked out after that. Yes, I did. But I was hosting. I had to get the feature off to bring him on after. So I had to it was Miami Improv, so I have to wait in that green room because it leads to the stage. Right. To be in there. I was angry, grossed out. But like besides that, the talk wise, I mean, it's all dude talk for the most part, but I haven't noticed. It's never. I feel like dudes get a little more respectful when I'm present. They also think I'm very, very. I mean, I am young, but I look even younger. So they don't want to say all the kind of shit they would normally say.
Right.
I don't feel. Besides the fart, I never have felt offended or uncomfortable. Fart was bad.
Yeah, I haven't either. I've never felt uncomfortable in a green room.
Gotcha.
Somebody wants to know if Jay is a woman in comedy. They asked that on.
Jay Jimenez asked that.
Yeah, just ignore him. Don't worry.
Okay.
But Holly, have you experienced the same thing in the sense of like, have you ever noticed like just say if you walked in, did their like conversation change type of thing, or were they just already just chilling and not really?
They was just already chilling and talking, or if the conversation is that I don't really. I just guess I haven't noticed. Maybe I'm oblivious, but it just hasn't. By the way, I mean this is one guy. He's nasty with everybody, male, female, cat, dog. It don't matter. But you just look at him like, oh, he's just old drunk has been. Basically.
Right.
But no,
Have either one of y'all ever been? Okay, well, hold on that question, Jay. From your perspective, when a comedian who's a woman is present in the green room or whatever, like, does that signal in your mind to like, just say watch what you talk about or whatever the case may be, or do you just kind of just
I try to be a little more, respectful of female ears. Like at the end of the day, I'm not like putting kid gloves on because everybody's an adult.
Right.
But obviously some things that females just don't want to hear that dudes talk about all the time and shit. So yeah, right. I try to keep it comfortable for everybody, especially when you talk about comics and shit like that. Like we're all, regardless of we telling jokes and talking about masturbating and whatever the fuck, it's still a profession at the end of the day. So yeah, I don't want nobody to feel uncomfortable, especially around me. And in a business like this, I don't need nobody talking about, oh man, I was in the green room with Jay and this nigga just let out a disgusting fart. Like I don't need that.
Right.
Yeah, so yeah, I definitely try to be respectful of everybody, period, male or female. But in that situation, I've never felt like I had to be, you know what I'm saying, too reserved to anything. Like all the females that I've ever been in that situation with, they were always cool, open. They might be the one to say some shit. I'd be like, oh shit, you going a little too far right now. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? That just is what it is. But yeah.
Right. Gotcha. So the question I was gonna ask for Holly and Jackie, have you guys ever been, it doesn't matter how far it was, whatever, but have y'all ever been like done like a road trip and like you were like the only woman type of thing? I mean, like you're like y'all traveling together in some sort, like all in the car or van or whatever.
Diaz.
Yeah, Ashley, yeah, she traveled with us.
Yeah, I have twice or once. I think twice. Not far, like from here to Fort Myers with 2 comics. It was whatever. I was the driver, so I feel like I had control anyway. But they drank a lot. Drank the whole way there.
Oh, really?
Really? Yeah, like 2 p.m. But yeah, I mean, I've done two road trip type deals, and everything kind of went chill for the most part.
No farts.
Yeah, see, that's where I think it would be more disgusting in a green room, like a road trip with dudes. I just picture that to be a more uncomfortable situation. Not even for a female, just for anybody.
You mean like go on a road trip and be inside of that green room that y'all road trip to? You mean that green room, or are you saying?
No, I'm saying I would think that a road trip
would be
comics would be more uncomfortable.
Right.
Than, yeah, any situation in the green room.
Well, I only road tripped with people I was more comfortable with.
Right.
And in the green room, I don't get to pick the headliner I open for. So that was, so I guess that was the kind of nice part, is you have control over who. But yeah, I mean, certain people I prefer driving alone anyway by myself, no matter what. So if I can go by myself, I'm going to go by myself.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I haven't. No, I like being around guys. Like not in a flirty way. I just like male energy because it's not women. Sometimes I'm not saying comics. I'm saying in general. Sometimes we can be catty, and I just like male energy. So it's just maybe just the way I carry myself, but I just don't have those kind of problems.
Right. Gotcha. But so, I mean, do you know anybody who has just had a bad experience when it came down to? And I'm not saying that they had to be molested or something to that degree. I'm just saying in the sense of just like, you know, just unfair treatment. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I've had people tell me, and they've said it about some people that I would never think, because I've never had that experience. But everybody's journey is their journey. But yeah, I've had female comics say, "Oh, watch him because," or you know, "Oh, he's known for this." But it's like, well, I'm here to do a show, and I don't have to go home with him, so it doesn't matter to me.
I think what you said way earlier is accurate. With if you go in, you know, demanding respect and not to be looked at, or even that is an option, you know, like there's certain dudes who think just by how a woman holds herself, I could fuck her like that. I can do that, no problem, because she's holding a White Claw and her tits are out. Whatever the body language or whatever she's doing that tells the dude she's easy and I can get it in and get out, whatever. But if you carry yourself in a different way, I have had one like creepy offer where like someone offered me to like go to a hotel room while I was engaged. And they knew I was engaged. I do not interact with this comedian at all anymore because of that. But like that's really the only thing that's occurred to me. Now I do have friends who have way worse stories, unfortunately. So there's a couple, nothing crazy like you said, but nearing it. You know, like like there's some dudes who feel very entitled to anything because of their comedic status. And if there's a new female, they're like, oh well, I've headlined here, and I lived in LA, so you have to fuck me. That's the energy that they give, and then the girls are like, oh well, he could probably help me, and then they do it, and it's a whole cycle.
Yeah,
I can't believe
and I got a mouth. It is, but I have a mouth too. I think everybody can know that by now. So if somebody says something to me, it wouldn't take me but 5 seconds to cut them down, and then they will never ever in their life cross me again.
Got you.
She stabbed somebody before.
I have not stabbed nobody before. Now it shot me one or two. I'm playing.
The assault was correct. It was just the wrong weapon.
No, I haven't. I haven't. But
though.
I have not. I have not. But honestly, like Jackie said, and I said earlier, and Jackie said again, demand and respect. And the way I carry myself, I think it is, hey, she don't look like she's one that could be fucked with or messed with. I'm on Facebook. Damn it. She don't look like one that could be messed with. You know, it's just, yeah. I wish I had more stories for you.
No,
but my
no.
experience is just not been that.
But I think that's a good thing, though. I mean, that's comforting to know.
Yeah.
Sorry to cut you off, Jay, but that's comforting to know because I mean, I've heard way more horror stories, and that's just from the women agenda in the workforce, let alone entertainment, let alone stand-up comedy. You know what I'm saying? I think all of them have their different struggles, but I know like just say like even in acting, there's women are getting the shorter end of the stick, but that's just off of a gender thing, not necessarily a lack of women availability as actors. But in stand-up comedy, it's like it's a shortage, let alone the short end of the stick. You know what I'm saying? And so that's why like it's such a unique situation to me. So I always just was curious to just see how you guys felt about it.
Now, I tell you, when the first week after my graduation show, I went to a all female comedy like open mic, and I walked out. I was with one of my classmates that she took the class with me. And we both walked out, and I was like, I'm never going in there again. I said they have me feeling like I'm gonna be raped as soon as I walk into a comedy club.
Right.
And I think they're basing their experiences because they were a little bit older on things that may have happened way back when. But if I was gullible, I would be like, oh, I don't want to be in this field because this is going to happen to me. And
right.
I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, but
That's
there are stories out there.
Like, when did comedians get to the point where they're just like, hey, my joke is so dope, I can fuck this bitch without her permission? Like, they're
out there. They're out there.
That's crazy to me.
But that's kind of
joke, nigga. Like,
but you got to think about it, Jay. Like somebody on stage killing, and I'm not saying this to justify, but I'm saying where their mindset probably is coming from. Somebody on stage killing is almost just say like the star athlete who can score the touchdown or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like they feel like because of their contribution to whatever the sport is, because I can do it at a higher level than other people, I deserve, that
whatever. Part I can understand. But is the star player trying to fuck the other teammates?
But most
cheerleaders.
Yeah, I said, but most of the other teammates are not usually women. They're usually all men.
Do not demean my female comedians. Y'all are not.
I'm not. I'm just saying. But they're all on the same organization, is what I'm saying.
Right.
Yeah, you're right. But yeah, like that. I don't know. That shit just throws me off a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, men are disgusting. So I mean, it doesn't surprise me that it's happening. But it's just like I can never feel like yo. But what about the ATL head bit? Like, come on now. That shit kill him.
I gotta think. I don't date male comics, and I tell people I don't date comics in general. I just tell people. I don't date male comics. Right, but I tell people I don't shit where I eat.
Right.
And when you break up or have problems, then it becomes messy and it's awkward, and then that's when the talking about starts. So I don't shit where I eat. So, and I think I make that very known a lot. So that's why I don't have those issues. People are like, she on some old dried up coochie anyway, so ain't no need to try to get it.
So I got two more things, and then we can get up out of here. One, I guess this is more of a question for me and you, Jay. My homie Glenn, he said, do we protect women? I guess he's saying women comics. He said, I feel like I try to protect when necessary. Or he said, is that wrong, ladies? Okay, so I guess maybe it's a question for y'all then. This question's all over the place. I don't know who he's asking this, but he's basically saying like he feels like he tries to protect female comics. And I guess he's asking, is that wrong to y'all? I don't know how that.
No, I've had comics say, let me walk you to your car because this neighborhood is a little sketchy. So let me walk. And I don't feel like they're trying to walk me to the car because they're trying to. I think they're just really being chivalrous, and looking out for me. So I appreciate it. Like I would hope, Rudy, if you see me somewhere and a male comic is harassing me and you know me, that you would step in, not fight him, but be like, yo, you know, like, nah.
Right. For sure.
So I appreciate it.
Oh,
Yeah,
we're talking about. Okay.
Go ahead, Jackie.
Go ahead, Jackie.
No, I was just gonna say everything she said. I agree with. I prefer. I mean, I'm 5'2", so I'm always terrified of going anywhere by myself all the time. So it is nice to have. Always, I always have at my open mic. We would stay so late, but there was always at least one guy of my group. Not always the same one, just one who would make sure I got to my car safe. If we're at a venue where it's in a parking garage, I'd never walk to that parking garage alone. One comedian would always walk me. So yeah, I'm not the kind of, I don't have a weapon. I probably shouldn't say that on Facebook, but I can't protect myself. I'm fucked. So yeah, I think it's totally fine if men help out a little bit. Don't touch me, but you can help. You know?
Right.
You don't look 5'2" sitting down. I would think you would be taller. You look like you would be taller.
Show you, I'm so small. I'm very, very. I lost a lot of weight. I'm depressed. I'm like 90 pounds now. So.
I wish I could get depressed and lose weight. I get depressed and eat.
Holly, she's actually standing up right now. You thought she was sitting down. She's actually.
Who, me?
No, Jackie.
Yeah, she's standing up. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so I guess Jay, did you have some on that before I ask my final question?
Well, if he was talking about us doing it, like whether we do it or not.
Right. Do you do it or not?
Yeah, I've only had one situation. Well, this was against the audience member or a bar patron, really. I haven't had any personal issues with one comic to another female comic or something. Like I haven't had that type of problem, but I did have to rally the guys behind some dude who was kind of harassing the female comic, who will remain nameless right now. But yeah, he was being extra pushy with some of the girls at the bar, and then he focused his attention on her, and yeah, it just got kind of weird. And him and another dude was like watching it, and yeah, I ain't like that, so I was like, yeah, watch these niggas here. And eventually they saw that we was all watching them, so they left. So I don't know if they had something planned or what, but once they saw that it was like 7 of us looking their way, yeah, they cleared it.
Gotcha.
But yeah, but I mean, like I said, regardless of the situation, like we're all in this business together, especially and you know that happened at Red Bar, and you know we're there every fucking week, so we're seeing the same people as far as the comics, we're seeing them all the time, so. Like that's like an extended family as far as I'm concerned. So I'm not gonna let anybody mess with any of them. But yeah, that's just me. And if it was another comic, then yeah, we'd have to have words or whatever. But like I said, down here I haven't had any issues like that. I've heard some shit about certain dudes, but none that I'm too close to. But yeah, I haven't seen anything myself.
So I could come to South Florida and y'all look out for me. I can get some stage time and y'all make sure I'm good.
You're not pretty enough. I'm sorry.
Thank you. Thank you. That means I'll be funny.
But no. Of course. Yeah. Like once you're fam, you're good.
Yeah. Once the corona's over, I ain't trying to catch corona for a laugh.
Sure. And I think just on
a lot of that.
On my little piece, I just think that I think that's just come down to a human being thing. Though I think if there are any like asshole comics out there, they're probably just a shitty human being in the first place. Because do I think about every woman who walks in and out of the comedy show and cognizantly think like, did they make it to their car? Like, no. But at the same time, if my mind or eyes are ever privy to it, immediately something's going to kick in. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't make it seem like I'm thinking about everybody's whereabouts at all times because I'm not, male or female. But if I definitely know, and it's really just good to just have comedian friends in general, like comedians who are also your friends. Because I will never forget one of the last shows I did at the Miami Improv before I left, and like literally, this greatest night of my life. You know what I'm saying? We just killed it at whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then like soon as we all get ready to leave, I don't know if I ran over someone like that, but like I catch like a mean flat tire, right? And I don't have anything. I don't have anything to change it or whatever. So like literally All of these niggas came back like 3-4 cars deep. They all came back, and we sat out there for hours waiting on my car to get like towed or trying to fix it or, just trying to get air in it, fix it flat. We sat there for hours. We just was, taking our meds and, and chopping it up, you know what I'm saying? But that kind of staple, you know what I'm saying? Like who like my friends really were like, out here. And so, it's just good to just, just to have that support, in this fraternity or, or / sorority, in the first place. So my final question for y'all two, and this is literally just catered to Jackie and Holly. Not that Jay couldn't answer this question, but I just kind of want to more or less know from y'all. Where is it that you guys want to be or even just see yourselves in reference to like your careers? You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know if you see yourself as like a female comic and you think like this is the ceiling for us, like, I want to at least do what this woman comic did and that'll be good enough, or I want to try to, surpass what this male comic did or whatever. But like, and you don't have to point out somebody specifically, but I'm just giving scenarios. But as a whole, what is it that you want to ultimately do with your careers, whether it's, on the stage, TV, movie, whatever?
Go ahead, Jackie. I talk too much.
I mean, I think realistically, I always say that my goal is just to make a living off of whether it be stand-up or sketches or fucking TikToks. I don't know. I don't care. Just something where I don't want to have a 9 to 5. I want to be able to just make an income. So for me, honestly, that would be even making it in my brain, is knowing that I can pay the bills through myself and my own skills. But as far as like goals, I do have like some goals. I'd like to do like a bunch of improvs all around the United States and stuff, and just kind of not like touring all over the place, big comedian, but I'd like to do like because I get too much anxiety, let's be real, to commit to all that kind of shit if it ever was offered to me. So I kind of like to do smaller clubs, like the Funny Bones and and that kind of circuit, and just grow little fans in small towns and like just be kind of low key. I don't want to be that too much is too much, I would like to just
want to be a Dave Attell.
Yeah, well, I just want to chill but make money. That's it,
Gotcha. And do you feel that you're to get that, do you feel like you're gonna have to, I guess maybe for lack of better terms, work any harder because of your gender in this sport, or do you feel like you'll kind of just get what's coming to you? I guess I don't know if that's the correct.
I get what you're saying. I mean, I think I gotta work a little harder, but I think my comedy I'm hoping my comedy can just speak for itself, and I don't have to. I'm hoping to not have to work harder. I want to work just as hard as any other male comic, and hopefully get whatever it is I deserve when I deserve it. That's it.
Gotcha.
So probably, but not too much.
Gotcha, for sure.
You're gonna have to do at least 2 nude scenes in a straight to DVD movie. That's just bare minimum.
I agree.
Bare minimum.
Right.
I'm probably somewhere on somebody's new DVD somewhere, so I probably already passed that category. For me, I say no matter where I go in my career, I don't ever want to not do stand-up. Like,
gotcha.
I want to do TVs. Like, one of the things I say every morning is, by the end of next year, I'm going to book a role on a recurring role on a hit TV show. And like I told you, I just got a fabulous commercial agent trying to get a theatrical agent. So yes, I want to do movies and TV, but will never give up the stage. The stage is, that is the most natural high that I have. I purposely don't drink before a show because I want to feel that natural high all the time. My first show, I felt like I had probably did cocaine, weed, and everything else all at the same time. It was just such a high, and you can't get that. That's a feeling that you just can't get behind a camera, or something. Right. You're in a moment. You got that time you on that stage is what you got to impress these people. You can't say cut. You can't say, oh, we'll fix this in post. We're going to edit this. Nope. I'm here. And that is the most amazing feeling. So yes, I want to do TV and movies. That's why I'm out here, but I will never give up stand up.
Gotcha. For sure. Solid, man. Well, I definitely appreciate you too, and Jay, I appreciate you pulling up randomly. But you know, great contribution.
I used to be a staple on this podcast.
Clearly, I'm not, because I'm not funny enough to be invited back.
Hey, get your jokes up, man. Get your jokes up.
I ain't gonna make it. Rudy sent me a text while we was doing this. He sent me a text and, hey, I ain't gonna call you out on the show, but you ain't gonna make it.
You one of the ones that don't make it.
You one of the ones. There's only room for 3 of us here.
Well, you weren't supposed to be here no way, so bye-bye.
Hey, I'm the wild card in this shit, man. I'm the wild card. I'm the one that's going to shock the world.
Right.
Oh, somebody said, Mac Jenny said, this was dope. Shit, I had to be a text-only participant.
This man here. Well, dope, man. So Jackie, go ahead and plug your stuff, your Instagrams and stuff.
It's Jackie Sanchez 22, and then my YouTube is Jackie Sanchez Comedy. Check that out.
And you still got your TikTok, right?
Oh, and of course my TikTok, Jackie Sanchez Comedy, because all your viewers, I'm sure, are on TikTok.
I'm on TikTok.
Are you? Follow me, Jackie Sanchez Comedy.
I will.
I definitely try to swagger Jackie. Last time we were on the podcast together, you talked about your TikTok success, and I immediately created a TikTok, and it went nowhere at all.
Yeah.
So thank you for that.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's complicated. I don't like it.
It's a weird, tough game. I got very lucky with it, and I'm struggling now. If you go to my page now, my views are in the thousands. Of the bottom ones are like millions, and then thousand. They cared about me for 3 months, and then they don't give a fuck anymore.
TikTok
they ain't never cared about me. Yeah, TikTok
fickle as fuck.
Well, they say you had to get in early too. That's the people who got in early in the TikTok scene.
If they were on the first app Musically, and you had it still, and you went into TikTok, you already were verified because you had the app first. I didn't have the app first. I wish. I'm not verified, but I got on it in May of this year, like just during Corona. I was just bored. That was it.
Is everybody on Clubhouse?
I'm not on.
I've just learned about Clubhouse recently with the whole Kevin Hart shit.
Yeah, you got to get on a waiting list, but get on. Then they'll text you. They haven't texted me yet, but I think it's like a 2-week waiting list or something like that. So to get on.
What is that?
It's just voice only, but like for instance, like he said, Kevin Hart jumped on it. Like it's different rooms. You can create your own room, and you can join anybody's room. But in order to talk, the host of the room has to accept you in a talk. But apparently, Kevin Hart joined the room when they were critiquing this latest special, and then he joined in and had a conversation with him.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Good thing he ain't got your Zoom number, bro.
Exactly. I saw a comic the other day say that the comics on there are really helpful to each other as far as resources and things. So, yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah. Well, go ahead and plug your stuff, Holland.
Oh, Jackie, were you finished though?
Yeah. He brought up TikTok. I'm done.
Comedian Holly Logan on Facebook and Instagram. I do have my own gifts and memes. I have over 330-something million views on Giphy. So if you see my gifts, share them. I have some new ones coming out next week as well. I have my own podcast starting in January called The Hidden Gem of Hilarity. Ha ha Holly. So Rudy will not be invited. He's not gonna make it.
I'm not beautiful enough.
No, you're not beautiful enough. But that's it. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Be safe. Happy holidays.
Your gifts definitely be popping. I sent you, my cousin had randomly used yours. She don't even know you from a can of paint, and she had used yours. I was looking at her store. I was like, the fuck? Is this Holly? And damn sure was her.
Yeah, people send them to me all the time. I love it. I'm like, oh, yeah. Keep using them.
Yeah.
You know, so.
No, that's lit. All right, go ahead, Jay.
Instagram, Jay Does Comedy. Yep, that's about it.
Let me. Jackie's is. I think I.
Comedy career boom. No, I'm just playing. No, I actually got some shows coming up. Wait, which one is first? December 19th, I'll be at Villain Theater. Opening up for Ridiculous Nick. That's gonna be a dope ass show. A lot of dope comics on that lineup. And also, I'll be in, I believe it's Fort Lauderdale at Gatsby's, an Elijah show. That's going to be on the 23rd. I'm going to be headlining. So who cares who else is on the lineup? I'm going to be there.
Shit.
But yeah, that's what I got coming up for the rest of this month, those two shows. But next year, I'm trying to get some shit popping, man. Like all year, trying to get shit popping. Corona or no Corona. Yeah, it's time to take that step up. I'm having a blast in my career so far, but yeah, it's definitely time to pick it up.
Mm-hmm.
Say less.
Just look out for your boy, Jay Does Comedy. I'm probably gonna start a Facebook page too, but yeah, that's about it.
Say less. Dope, man. Well, I appreciate y'all. Jackie and Holly. I appreciate
Jackie
y'all.
and whatever that bitch name is.
holding it down for your fellow women comrades. You two are funny comics. Y'all were funny by the time I met y'all, so I didn't meet y'all at y'all new unfunny stages. So congrats on sticking around and making
I didn't
sure.
know y'all when y'all sucked.
right.
It was walking to your car by yourselves.
I killed my very first show. So
Me too. Yeah,
hey, tell them.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Oh, hold on. This is like an elite club. This is the first time Killers Club. Is that what's going on?
First time Killers Club. Yeah.
Hey, I killed those 7 people when I was there. That first time.
No, I was at the Hollywood Improv and it was packed.
Hell yeah. I was at Palm Beach Improv. It was packed.
Yeah, see?
Nuts.
Okay, well, hey,
I was at the Beer Baron Tavern. It was packed, but it's not as big as a improv. it's in Washington D.C.
I'm not impressed with none of y'all. Okay, I was at fucking Red Bar, fucking 12:30 in the morning or at night, however you want to look at it, with 7 fucking drunk people after 9 people in a row had just bombed. And I went in there and killed it. So I'm not impressed at all. Y'all went to a packed room. It's easy to make a packed room last. Make 7 drunk people laugh.
You're right. You're absolutely right, actually. Yeah.
You was headlining the open mic, man. You feel me? That's all that was.
Hey, I damn sure was headlining that mic, boy.
Did your thing.
Headlining the mic as the great Jay McCoard. As Chuck used to call me.
Right.
Jay McCoard.
Well, dope, man. Like I said, I appreciate y'all again. Y'all be safe, man. Happy holidays to y'all. I won't see you, I guess, at least on here prior to that. So, but we'll be back again, and maybe I just need to do more topics like this on this thing. You know what I'm saying? Give people a chance to express themselves as opposed to just leaving it random. What's up, Jay? What you about to say?
Did you actually start to trim the tree?
Trim the tree? Nah, my sister decorated. Yeah, she decorated.
Oh, okay, all right, that's what's up. Because that shit was just looking lonely. That shit just looked like.
Rudy, you still out here?
Now, that shit just looked like you just picked it out of somebody's garden.
It would have still looked like that if she didn't do it. Yeah, how did she in LA?
Yeah. So you were just gonna say fuck Christmas cheer? That's what's up.
Yeah, I didn't put it up for Christmas. I just put it up just to be back there. So
yeah,
this is all my decorations for this year.
It's a Christmas tree. Oh wow, that looks like a Valentine's Day gift from an ancient nigga.
All right. But he ain't have moves though. My ancient nigga ain't got moves.
Or twisted balls.
Right, always twisted balls.
Y'all be safe. Wash your hands. Wear your mask. Hand sanitize.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Y'all be easy. Take it easy.